Every musician in Turnstile is fucking killer, and the way they come together on this band. It, I love heavy punk shit, and I love dreamy like soundscapes, and somehow they have managed to marry those together on Never Enough. Let me ask you, when did young men start looking up to entrepreneurs instead of punk musicians? This is our fault, millennials. Do not get it twisted. This album will solve the male mental health crisis if you listen to it. Listen, if you're not on the Denzel Curry train by now, I don't know what to tell you. This album is incredible. All of his albums are incredible. He's one of the most versatile and talented rappers doing stuff right now. There's a documentary I watched about like great guitarists. I think it has The Edge and a couple other people. Jack White is in it, and his introduction is him making an electric guitar with nails, wood, and a Coke bottle. Rosenstock might be the greatest pop punk musician to ever live of all time, and this, to me, is his best album. It is time to face facts, fellow 30-year-olds. Blink-182, Green Day, Sum 41, they were not very good. If you, like me, are a pop punk enjoyer who doesn't relate to lyrics about like making out under the bleachers and your teachers being mean to you, consider the slightly more mature writing but just as whiny vocals of Pop. Do you like cake? Do you like Pavement? Did you drink exclusively PBRs in college? MJ Lenderman said in an interview that he ascribed like a lot of his writing praxis to having worked with Waxahachie. And there is a clear line between their work, I think, but she is a much more mature and talented songwriter, in my opinion. This is good shit. Incredible synth makes my brain buzz in my head pleasantly. This is a perfect album. This is a 10 out of 10 album. I think that this is a great album to throw on in the summer, having a barbecue, chilling out on your front porch. It's just great and fun and makes you want to move. I may have been bamboozled by McGee's cool aesthetics, but I also think that this is probably a 10 out of 10 album. This is sickly sweet and beautifully mixed, and it is greater than the sum of its parts, while also every single one of the songs is like no skips on this one. The feeling of having a crush when you're a young person just hardened into a CD that you can put in your player and listen to. Beautiful. This is some real art shit. This is some shit you listen to and you're like, oh shit, this should be in a museum. You just read someone's college thesis. I am smart enough to know how good this album is. I'm not smart enough to explain to you how good this album is. I wish I could listen to I Know the End for the first time again. Politically motivated Irish language rave rap. Either that's up your alley or not, and I don't need to sell you on it. This is probably like the least consistent album on this list, like song to song, but it is punctuated by moments of like brilliance. I'm so happy that we are finally getting some good rap punk fusion cuisine. It's just, sometimes music is just good. This band is sort of like the Simpsons writer in that it's like a bunch of talented, smart people having fun making like really dumb jokes and really smart jokes sometimes too, but really it's funny and surprisingly interesting music stuff going on here. I cannot speak for the rest of Bubba Sparxxx' discography or him as a person, but this is a great album. This is just a good one. Rihanna started making music I liked right before quitting to become an entrepreneur, and I'm sick of big business fucking me over. I'm tired of it. You wish you were listening to this in high school. You wish this was the pop music you were listening to. It was not. We were listening to much worse stuff. All the nerds in the crowd can like skip this one. This is kind of a, you know, like a cool album for people who like smoke cigarettes and ride motorcycles. So I get if it's not up your alley. Surreal electronic acid trip. And I did cry at one point listening to this album. I can recommend listening to this on a Sunday morning while baking cinnamon rolls for the love of your life. It's just a folk punk classic. I'm sure you know, if you like folk punk, you probably have already heard it. I kind of think they got the upper hand on the Beatles with this one. Vince Staples is one of the best doing it right now. I don't think that this is his best album, but I think it is his most fun. The Tyga feature is incredible. The Earl feature is incredible. It's just great. MF Doom's rapping, it like reads kind of simple at first, but over like multiple listens, it starts to like infect your brain, and there's like all these little clever things in there. And by the end, I do feel like no one else has given me what he has given me as a like rapper. If you are cool, this one's not really for the cool kids. This one's like, you know, more for the kind of guys who like build ham radios and write poetry. This is just on the right side of that twee millennial stomp clap music, like just over the edge into cool. Perfect pop album. It's like a pastiche a little bit of the 80s, but it's a good pastiche. I think the Needle Drop might have said this about this album, but I agree with the take. This is like the canary in the coal mine for whether people are like keeping up with the newest music. Man, they put something in the water in France. The electronic dance music in France is just different. We've all talked. I don't need to tell you about this album. You can watch a million YouTube videos about this album. This album's just really cool is the thing. You feel cool when you're listening to it. Your parents don't get it. It's just cool. The singer behind Illuminati Hotties, who I cannot remember her name, but she's very talented. And I like her turning her attention to making something a little snottier and messier than maybe her usual stuff is. Danny Brown is such a monster rapper. He's just so endlessly creative in his flow, in his lyrics, the way he like rhymes words together. And I think this album maybe shows that off better than any other. This is an annoyingly good hardcore album. If Turnstile is like, oh, we're mixing different stuff together, Cheer is like a perfectly standard meat and potatoes stuff, but like good meat and potatoes. Like you're gonna be excited to tear into these meat and potatoes. Your parents are probably wrong about like most things in the world politically, you know, unfortunately, but they are probably right. Rumors is one of the greatest albums ever made. This is the sound that it makes when you go to heaven. Boo boo, we already know. I would put every Kendrick Lamar album on here if I could. This is my dad's least favorite Kinks album. It is my most favorite Kinks album. I mean, Jesus Christ. This is a space opera rap concept album that, no, don't leave. It's really good. Yes, the main guy was in Hamilton, but it is very good though, actually. When I was a kid, I loved the Talking Heads, and I thought that they were equally as famous as Britney Spears in my head as a child. Those were like on the same level. A friend came over while I had this album on and asked me why I was listening to this Disney ass bullshit. I think a lot of St. Vincent's later stuff is better and more personal, but this is the one that I fell in love with. Open Mike Eagle may be the most relaxing rapper in the world. It's like him or Mike. When I was a kid, to get the fishing merit badge, I was in the Boy Scouts. They made me catch, kill, scale, and cook and eat a fish, like from start to finish. They made me hit it in the head with a hammer to kill it. And now I regularly have nightmares about having to like beat someone or something to death with a hammer and not like being strong enough to finish the job. I just love the Gorillaz as a concept. I don't think it's actually the Gorillaz. It's just Gorillaz, right? This is exactly what it says on the tin. And you can't expect an album that is this long to be perfect straight through. But it is closer than you would think. Magnetic Fields, some of these songs are unreal. The Book of Love is a timeless. It's like one of those songs that I listen to and I'm like, this must have been written in the 20s. It feels so timeless. I know Lil Yachty blew up because of his newer stuff, but I really like this era of his rap. It's so charming and artsy and fun, and it's not like incredible by any means, but it's just, you can feel somebody having fun. This is another 10 out of 10 album, and if you only are listening to English language music, you are missing out. The man just doesn't miss. I listened to nothing but Radar for like a week straight last year. A$AP Rock is one of my all-time favorite rappers, and if you like him, this is great. He just puts a lot of good material on a lot of different subjects. He's very much like if other artists are like novelists, he's like a short story guy, and he's incredible at short stories. And there's something very clean and nice to all of his songs. There's like, oh, it's so compact and self-contained. It's like sitting down to watch a movie instead of sitting down to watch like a long Game of Thrones or something. This is actual magic. This is like DIY indie rock magic. I I don't know how he did it. Fucked up thing is I've been a fan of Charlie XCX for a long time, for years and years and years. And she's been putting out great stuff well before Brat. But it turned out she did just need to get her branding right. You should listen to a little bit of this album just to hear this guy's voice. Because honestly, I sort of think that this guy could sing anything and I'd be like kind of into it. I love abrasive music, and this is about as abrasive as it gets. This is really fun punk. It's British, which is points away. But it is really good though, still. Baby's first experimental album is really good, actually. I think that Lupe really does deserve to be in the running for like best rapper, if not best musician. I don't think it's tough because I think a lot of his albums are really bad, but I do think he's one of the best rappers alive or dead. This album was not made for me. This was made for like a Gen Z goth fashion show. Just go, there's better reviews. You don't need a review of Kid A from me. I want to listen to this while riding my bike in the summer this year so badly. I do not know what she is saying, but this rips. Is such a good punk, I assume, rock out, punk rock. It's so good. You're gonna, if you're like a high fidelity music listener, this is gonna be one of the ones for you. You gotta at least listen to this with headphones if you don't have good speakers. Really just let it wash over you. Do you know that Porter Robinson is related to like that YouTuber who did Carboys? That's crazy. Anyways, I did cry listening to this album too. When I get really depressed, I don't like to listen to sad music. I don't like to like lean in. I like to listen to like the highest energy EDM, like rap that I can, just like the Boots and Cats sort of stuff. I really like Montaigne's catalog. I think that she's making a lot of really good pop music, and I would like for her to like have her, I feel like she's doing good and she's popular, but she hasn't had her like big blow up moment that I feel like she deserves. Also, she samples Kingdom Hearts on this album, and I love that. He's one of the most interesting rappers and one of the most interesting producers separately. So together, he's maybe the most interesting rapper and producer together. I know I was talking a lot of shit. I love Green Day. I can't help it. I'm of that era. Weezer and Rivers Cuomo specifically, I think are underrated in my personal opinion. I think that they are played up as goofy, and I do think that they are goofy and dorky, but if they existed a little bit before the internet came out, I think we'd have a much different view of them. Their music is very good. I just like the album. I just like this one. I just think it's good. The cover is sick. I don't know. I don't have to have a joke for every album. I don't have to have like that interesting with it. I'm not some like dancing monkey for your amusement. Just listen to the album and form your own opinion. You can make your own video. One day I gotta get deeper into Sparks' discography because this is the only one I've listened to, but it's incredible. I'm a huge sucker for John Darnielle. Drown me in this wordy folk bullshit. Kill me with it. I love it. I can't believe Lil Nas X like was on the charts for like 2 years straight, and then he put out this album that I think every song on is just killer, no filler, and it's seemingly no one gave a shit. No one talked about it. It's so much better than all of his previous stuff that was on the charts. I think that Future has made so much good music that gets played so much. I sometimes forget the albums are just incredible. I like just like he's like a cultural force instead of an artist. And then I go back and listen to DS2 and I'm like, wow, just great. Another abrasive album for people who love abrasive music. I used to listen to this album while trying to write a novel in high school. This album is gross. This album is disgusting. Ew. Look at the cover. It's gross. Starfall music video is one of the greatest maybe the greatest music video of all time. You got to say the hottest possible take. You can't just be like, this is a great music video. You have to be like, this is the greatest music video. This is 4 songs. This is 19 minutes. Heavy, beautiful, violent music. There's nothing special about any Parquet Court song, but you throw them on and you're just like, I'm jamming. I love it. Lil Sims, the talent, the aesthetic, the albums, it's all good. It's all really good. This one is for the theater kids turned punk, or the less likely punk turned theater kid. Emotionally flooring. What the fuck? It's fucked up to make an album like this at that time of your life. Good on him. The beats are as cool and as creative as the rapping, which is also cool and creative. It's nice when both come together like that. I love these weird dorks. I feel a kinship with these weird dorks. All the new wave people, I look back and I'm like, that would have been me. This was like a very joyful listen to me during maybe like the worst summer of my life. I listened to this album a lot. The guy, the I Love College guy, you know, the one hit wonder, he wrote an album about smoking weed and watching cartoons, and it is unfortunately actually pretty good. This was like a high school mainstay for me. I'm aging myself. I listened to this a lot when it came out. For a long time, I fought the fact that every Streetlight Manifesto song sort of is like the same song just over and over again. I've had to accept that that is a good take and it is true. But if you are in the audience at one of their shows, you will have a religious experience. It is incredible to be in a mosh pit at a ska show. This is classic. It's just classic. It's just classic, man. It's just one of those classics. A classic. A classic. A classic. A classic. A classic. Classic. A classic. A classic. A classic. Classic. This is really good music. Scattered array of different ideas. It's like weirdly industrial, but very beautiful, but very inspired by world music and textures, and it's just a great. For some reason I only pre-wrote 98 of these, so I'm gonna just glance through my Excel sheet here. Claire's Charm, that's just a good album. That's just one that you can throw on. Everybody's gonna be having a good time. Oh, and Goodbye. This is like the newest. I'm obsessed with this album. This is so good. I like listen to I like go up to my bedroom and I lay down on the bed in the just pure darkness and I just throw this on. Just a religious experience. I already said it. I said religious experience like 5 things ago, but you know, music is sort of a religion for me in many ways.